Hello, sixth graders, it's Mr. Gardell. How are you doing? I hope you're having an amazing day. Hey, today's video is going to focus on note taking, particularly our guided notes and our study guides. What this video will not do is demonstrate to you how to utilize Kami in completing those guided notes and study guides. Instead, this video is primarily about how to utilize our guided notes and study guides when completing quizzes and tests. So let's get started. First of all, why should we take notes? Well, first and foremost, note taking helps you to better understand what you are learning. If you think back to last year when you were in fifth grade, did you take notes then? I would assume so. So we do that in sixth grade as well. We take notes, again, to help us to better understand what we're learning. And really what I want us to get at is to the point where we're able to put things into our own words, rather than just copying word, for example, a definition to a vocabulary term. We're able to take that term, think about what it means, and put it into our own words. We're not there yet. It's only the third week of the school year, but we need to get there at some point in time, and we will. 2. There are several options to complete notes for each of your 4 courses in Edgenuity. Remember, your notes may be used during quizzes and tests, and if you're not using your guided notes and study guides during your quizzes and tests, I strongly encourage you to do so. So one option to complete notes is using eNotes, is what Edgenuity offers. Personally, I found those to be very difficult for 6th graders. If I were in your shoes, I won't even mess around with eNotes. I would just totally forget about them and focus on our guided notes and our study guides. Remember, guided notes are primarily for these 3 courses: language arts, math, and science. There are no guided notes for social studies. Your guided notes may be printed if you do have a printer at home. The other option is, if you don't have a printer or want to go in a different direction than handwriting your answers, is you can obviously use the Kami program, which was in a video that was created for you on completing your guided notes and study guides using the Kami program. Just remember to save your Kami guided notes. Study guides are for social studies, as there are no guided notes for social studies within Edgenuity. Study guides, just like guide notes, can be printed, and study guides can obviously be used within our Kami program to complete those questions on the study guide. So if you have any questions, please contact your 6th grade Hastings Online Academy teacher. And if you do have any questions in general and want to reach out to any teacher, feel free to reach out to me, Mr. Gardell, at any time, and I will do my best to help you. All right, so let's practice. Here we go. So I'm going to exit out of this, and I'm going to pull up Schoology, a course that I created for my Hastings Online Academy students is Hastings Online Academy, Mr. Gardell. And within this Schoology quote-unquote course, I've added a number of different resources for not only you students, but your parents and guardians as well. And one of the things that's added for Unit 1 are all of the guided notes for language arts, math, and science with the answers. And so right now, I'm going to focus on science. Primarily, I'm going to focus on the guided notes for scientific inquiry. You're past this, and I know that, and that's why I've chosen to pick scientific inquiry as an example of how to utilize these guided notes when completing a quiz or test. You would do the same thing, by the way, for your study guide notes in social studies in completing a quiz or test. So I'm going to click on this, and then I'm going to have to download it, and it's going to appear in the bottom left hand corner, and I'm just going to open it, and now it's up in one of my tabs. And if you recall from an earlier video, remember, we can move things around so that we can see both our guided notes or study guide notes, as well as the quiz or anything within Edgenuity at the same time, by splitting the screen in half. And so again, how do we do that? We're going to minimize, and I'm going to take my guided notes and shift them to the right of my screen. Now I'm going to log into Edgenuity, and I'm already logged in. I'm going to click on science because this is a quiz on scientific inquiry. And so that's this quiz, September 11th, again, which you have already completed. And so I'm going to click on it, click to continue, and you'll notice I've already answered questions 1 and 2. I left off on question 3, and question 3 states, which kind of investigations never include a hypothesis? So how do I find the answer to that? Well, I have to skim through my notes. And yeah, I know that it's a lot of pages, but these notes, remember, were completed for you. In time, you'll complete your own notes. So I'm just going to skim through. Okay, I'm not reading every word, word for word, and I'm looking for which kind of investigations never include a hypothesis. So I'm not quite there yet. Whoa, wait a minute. Now I've come up to something. Now I have something called descriptive investigations, and that's one of my answer choices. So I'm going to skim through this. I don't see anything about hypotheses here after investigating this descriptive investigations. So I'm going to keep going on because I'm not 100% sure quite yet if that's the correct answer. So I'm going to continue on. Whoop, there's comparative investigations. I see there's a hypothesis there that's included as part of a comparative investigation. So I know the last answer choice now is not the option for me, and I'm going to continue to scroll down in my guided notes. Now I came across experimental investigations. Again, I see a hypothesis, so I know that it's not experimental. So really I'm down to two answer choices, systematic or descriptive. Descriptive right now is kind of in my mind that that's probably the correct answer, but I'm going to scroll down even further. Oh, here we go. I found a chart. Comparisons of types of scientific investigations. We have descriptive, comparative, and experimental. And you'll notice the descriptive scientific investigations do not have a check mark, which means they do not have a hypothesis. So I'm going to click descriptive and move on to the next question. And so that's really the easiest way that I found that you can utilize your guided notes as well as your study guide notes while completing a quiz in this case or a test. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, Mr. Gardell, or your Hastings Online Academy teacher. Have a fantastic day.